when the cannons roared and empires trembled. One man stood on the deck of a ship, wounded, outnumbered, but unbreakable. This is the story of Horatio Nelson, the admiral who shattered Napoleon's dreams and changed naval warfare forever. Imagine losing an eye, then losing an arm, then walking into your final battle knowing you might never return, and still choosing to lead from the front. That was Nelson. Not just a naval officer, but the symbol of British dominance at sea during the era of Napoleon Bonaparte. But how did a sickly boy from England become the terror of Europe's fleets? Let's dive in. Born in 1758 in Norfolk, England, Nelson wasn't destined for greatness. He was small, frail, often ill. At just 12 years old, he joined the Royal Navy. Most boys his age feared storms. Nelson feared mediocrity. By his early 20s, he had already seen brutal naval combat. He learned something critical. Victory doesn't belong to the strongest fleet, it belongs to the boldest commander, and boldness would become his trademark. The Mediterranean, Napoleon invades Egypt. Britain must stop him. At the Battle of the Nile, Nelson attacked the French fleet anchored in Aboukir Bay. Here's what made it legendary. Instead of waiting, Nelson attacked at dusk, splitting his fleet and striking from both sides. The French were shocked, trapped, destroyed. Napoleon's army was stranded in Egypt. Europe gasped. Nelson became a hero overnight. But he paid a price. Years earlier in combat, he had already lost sight in one eye. And soon more sacrifice would come. Denmark, the Battle of Copenhagen. During fierce fighting, Nelson's superiors signaled him to retreat. Nelson famously lifted his telescope to his blind eye and said, "I really do not see the signal." And he kept attacking. The result? Victory. This wasn't recklessness. It was calculated audacity. He understood something powerful. Fortune favors decisive action. By this time, Nelson had also lost his right arm in battle. Yet he never retreated from leadership. He led from the front, always visible, always inspiring. Napoleon plans to invade Britain. Everything depends on one naval showdown, the Battle of Trafalgar. Nelson faced the combined fleets of France and Spain. He was outnumbered. Instead of forming a traditional battle line, he split his fleet into two columns and sailed directly into the enemy line. It was risky, revolutionary, brilliant. Before the battle, he sent a signal to every ship. "England expects that every man will do his duty." The words ignited the fleet. The result? A crushing British victory. 22 enemy ships destroyed, 0 British ships lost. But during the battle, Nelson was shot by a French sniper. He was carried below deck. As the battle raged above him, he asked one thing: "Have we won?" When told victory was certain, he replied, "Thank God, I have done my duty." He died hours later. But his triumph ensured British naval supremacy for over a century. Nelson changed warfare forever. He proved leadership is about visibility. Strategy beats numbers. Boldness creates history. His legacy still stands in the heart of London at Nelson's column in Trafalgar Square. Not because he never failed, but because he never hesitated. Here's the real question. When you face your battles, will you play it safe, or will you lead like Nelson? If this story fired you up, don't just scroll away. Smash that like button, subscribe for more legendary leaders. Comment below. Do my duty if you would have sailed with Nelson at Trafalgar. And remember, history doesn't remember the cautious, it remembers the courageous. See you in the next battle.